Hello everyone, I'm Tim with Golf Cart Garage. We're back again. This is Thursday, October the 7th. The garage is now open. We're going to answer some questions today, maybe talk to some live people, answer some live questions. We are live on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Thank you for joining us. Let's get started here. Let's see, what do we got? Question number 1. This is from 𝐬𝐭𝐫𝐿. He says, I have a 2003 48 volt Club Car DS. Batteries are charged, but it won't move forward or back. Well, my first question, if someone was to call me with this particular question, I would ask, how do you know that your batteries are charged? I mean, I want to know the condition of your batteries. I would need for you to take voltmeter readings off of each individual battery, just so we can eliminate that as being the issue, and also that would help me eliminate a cable problem as being the issue also. You don't have to disconnect anything. These are very inexpensive, by the way. You can get them at Walmart, or just $10 would be fine. But that would help a lot if I was trying to help you diagnose this problem over the phone. That's what I would want to do, is eliminate the batteries as being the issue right off the bat. I know I say that a lot, but that's just the way it is. Okay. Let's go to question number 2. This is from Thomas. I have a 2011 Yamaha Drive with brand new Trojan batteries fully charged. It will run about 200 yards and stop. No solenoid clicking, backup horn does not beep. Any thoughts? Yes, if you're sure about your batteries, which they said they're brand new Trojans fully charged, and it's stopping, then there's something that's getting hot. You know, obviously, if it goes about 200 yards and stops, there's something that's getting hot. So the most likely candidate would be your controller. I hate to say that because I know it's an expensive item, but that would be the most likely candidate. If it's running fine and then all of a sudden it's going down, your controller could be cutting out on you after the diodes inside of it heat up to a certain point. It could be just shutting itself down. So that would be where I would be guessing on that one right off the bat. But then I have a lot of other questions I would need to ask in order to dive further into it. Okay. Question number 3. This is from Mike. I have a 2000 TXT EZGO golf cart with a Powerwise charger. May be able to run for 10 minutes max before the batteries are dead. The charger starts to charge around 20 amps but goes off after half an hour. Does the computer on the cart impact this process? Okay, on a 2000 EZGO TXT, there is no onboard computer that is telling your charger what to do. Everything is inside your charger. So one of the things that I would recommend, if possible, would be to try your charger on another cart and see if it does the same thing, or see if it charges that cart fine. If it does, then there's an issue with your batteries. I know that's not always possible, but that's an easy way to eliminate your charger as being the problem. The brain of that charger is actually inside the charger itself, so it's not on the golf cart. So if there's nothing wrong with your cart, then there's most likely an issue with the charger itself. And that charger is the board, or the brain inside that charger is replaceable, and it is available. So you might have to end up doing that. Okay. Question number 4 is from Louis. What causes golf cart batteries to discharge quickly? Well, there's a lot of things. Let me see. There's a lot of things that can cause them to discharge quickly. One of the things is just age of the batteries. You know, as batteries get older, they discharge more quickly. I would tell my customers over the years that in certain parts of the country, like where I was located in East Texas, you could expect 4 to 4.5 years out of a set of Trojan batteries, which are at the time were the most expensive ones, but they were also the best, as far as I'm concerned, that gave me the least amount of trouble over the years. And in East Texas, which is almost like Florida, as far as it's a 365-day-a-year golf cart state. So I'm assuming you're using it every day, and you still can get 4 to 5 years. I've seen some last longer than that. I've seen some that didn't last that long, but an average is about 4 to 5 years before you need to replace them. Now, lift kits with taller tires, that's going to affect it's going to affect your batteries. It's going to put more of a strain on your batteries too. So that's going to affect your range and affect their discharge rate. So that can put a hurting on your batteries. 4-passenger kits, carrying around 4 adults all the time, and the terrain you're riding on, that can make your batteries discharge quickly. So there are several things. Grandkids can make your batteries discharge quickly, believe it or not. So there are several things that can put a bigger strain on your batteries than you would normally just by driving the car normally. Okay, let's see, number 5. This is from Kurt Miller. It says, I have a 2017 Yamaha Quietech cart, and it's overcharging. The voltage regulator, battery, and starter motor have been swapped out in an effort to isolate the reason why the battery is overcharging at about 18 rather than 13. What is the likely cause? Is it safe to drive in the meantime? 18, if your battery is charging up to 18 volts, then it would not be safe to drive. But you've already replaced everything that has to do with charging the battery. This is a gas car we're talking about here. So you've already replaced everything that has anything to do with charging the battery. And you're still showing 18. So I know this may be obvious, but I would want you to verify this with more than one voltmeter. Because when the battery gets low in a voltmeter, a lot of times they can start showing crazy readings. So I'd want you to get another voltmeter just to verify that it is really doing 18 before we went any further with this, because you've literally already replaced everything that would be charging the battery. So I'm going to suspect the voltmeter may not really be 18. So, but it'd be easy to verify. Let's see, number 6. This is from Bernie. Hi, as soon as I plug my charger in, the green light is illuminated, indicating the batteries are fully charged, but I know they are far from charged. It is a 48-volt system. I think I answered this question a little earlier. The same thing would apply here. One of the things that I would try to do, since there's such a common system, a 48-volt system, and you said the green light, so you could be talking about a club car or an EZGO. But anyway, I would want to try that charger on another cart. That'd be the easiest way to eliminate that charger as having a problem. But the green light is an indication that there is an issue if you know that your car is not fully charged. It could be batteries or it could be your charger. That's pretty much the only two things it could be. So I would want to verify, I would want to use that charger on another cart, and just to eliminate that as being the issue. And then we'd go from there. All right, let's see, number 7. This is from Chuck. I have an EZGO cart, 2001. It's not charging the batteries all the way. Batteries are only 1 year old. Batteries check good. Sometimes I can only get 9 holes out of the batteries. Sometimes it will limp through 18, just barely. Have bought a new charger, still having a problem. Okay, Chuck, well, if you've bought a new charger and you still have the problem, and we've pretty much eliminated the charger as being the issue, I would want you to get a battery load test, just to make sure, a battery discharge test, so it could be verified that your batteries are fine. And if that does turn out to be fine, your controller could be shutting down after it gets hot. A controller shutting down has almost the exact same symptoms as batteries going dead. If you've ever run a golf cart to the point where the batteries have literally gone dead, I mean, you run it so much that they've gone dead, a controller shutting down, it feels the exact same way. A lot of people have mistaken the they think their batteries are dead when it's their controller that's shutting down. So that would be something that would be a road we would go down if after we eliminate the charger and the batteries as being the issue. All right, let's see, number 8. This is from Christopher. I have a 36-volt EZGO and my charger went bad. I bought a new one and the car will charge a little bit but dies after riding 100 yards, having trouble charging it full. Well, again, a proper load test on your existing batteries would eliminate a lot of problems here, or a lot of issues. We need to check that your batteries are actually good enough to take a charge and they are good enough to go further than 100 yards. If they are, then you've got another issue with your car. You've got something else going wrong in your car. You've got something getting hot that's shutting down. What I would do in that case is drive it until it shuts down. When it shuts down, I'd grab everything under the seat, like your cables, your F and R switch, your forward and reverse switch, your controller. Put your hand on the controller box, put your hand on the motor. Check for excessive heat. If you find excessive heat, that's most likely where your problem is going to be. Let's see. We're going to go to number 9. This is from Brian. I have a 48-volt club car precedent. Golf cart was working, but it seems slow. I drove it back to shed to driveway, then stopped to back in the garage, and after putting in reverse, all it would do would be move about 1/2 inch, and then put it back and forward. It did the exact same things. Can't seem to find anything like my symptom. Well, I have seen that symptom before in my shop, where the cart, you would put it in forward and the cart would just bump a little bit forward, and that's all it would do. You put it in reverse, it'd bump a little bit in reverse, and that's all it would do. I have seen that symptom more than once. Every time that I have ever seen it, it was either a battery cable that was messed up on the battery, that was loose on the battery. So you need to check all that, check all the obvious stuff first. But if you check the obvious stuff, like the battery cables being loose, everything being clean and tight, you get that out of the way, it has always been the controller. I hate to tell you that, but that's what it was. I've seen that symptom more than once, and it was a bad controller. So let's see here. We're going to go to number 10. This is from Herschel. We have a 2008 EZGO TXT 36-volt cart. Do we need to worry about her batteries freezing over the coming winter? Well, this is the way you need to think about that. This is an easy way for people to remember. A fully charged golf cart battery will not freeze. Well, actually it will. If you look it up, it will freeze, but it has to get down to like 300 degrees below zero. And I don't know of too many places that do that. So we basically will not freeze if it's fully charged. So you have to think about that when you're storing your car for the winter. You have to come up with a way to fully charge your car, or keep it fully charged. One of the ways some people do is that they go every month or so, they go recharge their golf cart. They charge it up again. You can do that. If you're going to be in another state or away, there are different types of chargers out there that will automatically keep your golf cart fully charged, like the one we sell. This is a Lester Summit 2 charger right here. It has a storage mode function specially designed for your application, what you're wanting to do. It will keep your batteries fully charged throughout the winter, and they will not freeze. So that's another option right there. So let's go to number 11. All the lights on charger keep blinking. This is from Hudson. Well, that is going to be a sign of, that's going to be a fault code. That's a particular fault code when all the lights are blinking. I mean, I don't know you didn't tell me what charger you have or anything about it, but that's definitely going to be a fault code. So you're going to just plug in on the internet your charger manufacturer, whatever kind of charger it is. What it means on a Summit 2 is that it's trying to connect to Bluetooth when all the lights are blinking. So I don't know which charger that you have. So you're going to have to go to the charger manufacturer website and figure out what fault code that actually is. Okay, we're going to go to number 12. This is from Four Wheeling Duo. Should the plug-in port of the charger on the cart read 36 volts or near that? I'm reading 12 volts there and wondering if this is correct or should it be 36? You are correct. It should be 36. So what I would want to do is take individual voltmeter readings off of each one of your batteries and figure out why you're only showing 12 volts at the charge receptacle. If someone I'd want to know if somebody worked on the car recently, but also just in case they plugged the wires for the charging receptacle up to the wrong batteries, that could be something that would cause it to read 12. Or your whole battery pack could be all screwed up, and so I want to take individual readings off of each battery so I can tell that every one of them is in series, positive and negative, just to make sure all that's correct, because you are correct. You're not supposed to get 12 volts in a 36 volt golf cart at the charging receptacle. It should be full battery pack voltage at the charging receptacle, in your case 36. Let's see. Number 13. When I press the accelerator down, there is a squawk until it engages. I have replaced the belts, but the problem persists. I understand what you're talking about. In some gas cars, when you activate the accelerator pedal, it's supposed to, the starter generator turns over, which in turn turns the belt and turns the motor over and cranks the car. It all happens really quick when everything's working correctly. Sometimes I have found, or a few times I have found, that when you would activate the accelerator pedal, there would be a noise that I would describe as a squawk. I mean, I would describe it as just how you did. What is happening sometimes when that happens is that the starter generator is spinning inside the belt just for a few seconds before it catches real good and turns the motor over, and it can make a noise. What I would suggest is that crank your car in neutral. If you don't know how to crank your car in neutral, you might have to check on it, because Club Car has a little thing behind the forward and reverse switch that you have to turn in order to crank it in neutral. I don't remember which one your car was right now, but crank your car in neutral, raise the seat up, activate the accelerator pedal, look at the starter generator pulley, right at the pulley where it's on the belt, and see if that's where your squawk is coming from. See if that is slipping inside the belt a little bit. And if it is, then you just need to tighten the belt. That will fix the problem. The belts on the gas golf carts need to be pretty tight to avoid this. So you might have to tighten it more than you want to, because I couldn't believe how tight they needed to be in order to work correctly sometimes. So you should just check on that. Crank it in neutral and look and see if that's where your noise is coming from. Let's see. Number 14. My golf cart has a Kawasaki engine. The date code is 2519. I need a fuel pump, a better fuel pump than the factory fuel pump. The cart runs perfect on level ground, but will not climb a hill that is 6 to 7 degree grade and 50 yards long. So the engine runs out of fuel trying to climb the hill this small. I can pull the choke and push the choke in and out and force the car to chug up this hill. This is from Gent. Okay, well, I can tell you this. That golf cart with that Kawasaki engine, if everything was working correctly, it would easily climb 6, 7 degree grades with you not having to mess with anything. So just that in itself tells me that you have another problem with your car. It's most likely going to be the carburetor. Either needs cleaning or needs replacing. You've got a fuel delivery problem, obviously, because you've discovered that if you pull the choke and push it back in, what you're doing there is you're actually forcing more fuel. You're shutting off air and forcing it to take more fuel. So since I know the golf cart would pull those grades normally, you just need to replace your carburetor or clean it out, or there's something wrong with your carburetor area is what I would be expecting. Now, I'm assuming that your compression is fine. I'm assuming your car is not smoking. You didn't say anything about it smoking, and you didn't say anything about possible low compression or how many hours is on it. So I'm just assuming that. So that's what I would be looking at there. Okay. Now we're going to switch over here to YouTube and Facebook and see if we have any live questions. Let's see. We got one here. Let's see. This is from Chris. Solenoid's not clicking. It's brand new. Switches all tested good. Solenoid has 48 volts. Bad controller. Let's see, Chris. So you say the solenoid has 48 volts. Do you mean that it has 48 volts at the small post, or you're getting 48 volts by putting it on the top post? Because it should be getting 48 volts at the small post when you activate your accelerator pedal. You put your voltmeter leads on the two small posts of the solenoid, turn your key on, cart in forward, activate the accelerator pedal. Now, if it does go full battery pack voltage then, and it's not clicking, then it's a bad solenoid. No doubt about it, because that's the activation circuit for the solenoid. So once it gets 48 volts there, it should click. Your car is never going to run if that solenoid does not click. So depending on which electrical system you have, if you're not getting voltage there, it could be the accelerator micro switch, or it could be, like you said, a bad controller. So let's see. You look at YouTube real quick. Now, it doesn't look like we have any more questions on YouTube. So thank everybody for coming. Once again, I'm Tim with Golf Cart Garage, and this is a Gearhead on Demand service that we offer. And I will see you all next week. The garage is